Starfield? More like star repealed. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Starfield is a complete catastrophe from beginning to end. Microsoft reached out to me a week ago, exactly 1 week ago. I remember it vividly. I opened my email. It's from Phil Spencer himself. Hey, we're sending out early review copies of the latest Bethesda RPG Starfield. Of course, I accepted, but I didn't expect much. And turns out, even my very subpar expectations could not be fulfilled by the bland, soulless studio that was once the RPG giant known as Bethesda. Calling them Bethesda is really a disservice to what Bethesda used to be. I mean, Bethesda, as it used to be, they created captivating RPGs that pulled you into their world where you could do anything, be anyone, act however you wanted, and god damn it, there were consequences. Y'all remember the days of yesterdecade pulling up in Fallout 3 when you could basically just fucking kill anybody and that would affect the story? Y'all remember the days of yesterdecade and Oblivion, fully voiced 3D RPG, world-spanning events, the gates of Oblivion busting open, the way that the combat flowed? Oh my god, it was like a dream. But like most dreams, it ended. Bethesda now is not Bethesda from back in the day. Bethesda now is a garbage, money-hungry catastrophe who sold out when they allowed themselves to be purchased by Microsoft, and since then it has been one after another pure, streamlined, manufactured failure. It's complete dog shit. Anybody who says otherwise is a liar. You don't even need to look that far back to see it. I mean, god damn. Fallout 4 was the most disappointing game of the last 10 years. That game was responsible for sending me down a spiraling pit of depression, and it took Lord of the Rings Gollum to pull me out of it. Fallout 4 is not a Fallout game. I said what I said. It's a garbage, linear, ridiculous, horrible combat pile of dog water. It's shit. It's garbage. It's refuse, and it shouldn't be played by anybody. That didn't stop them from milking it for 6 fucking DLC packs because you idiots lined up in droves and bought them. How many times they gotta re-release Skyrim? Well, I don't know. How many times you idiots gonna continue buying it? Because my god, if they can Control-C, Control-V that motherfucker for the next 10 years, you people will have lost every ounce of faith I ever had in you. I mean, my god, how much money have you personally spent on Skyrim at this point? I know it's nearing 1,000. I know you bought that fucking game the day it came out on PS3 or 360. Then I know you bought it again on PC for the mods. Then they released a special edition, the PS4, Xbox One version. You know you bought that. And then they upgrade the motherfucker again for the PS5 Series X. I know you bought that. And then they charged you again for the special edition for PC because the original one wasn't compatible with it, so you bought it again. How you bought this game 5 or 6 times. You're basically throwing money at a company for the same product over and over again. It's a shareholder's wet dream. You idiots have made this company so goddamn complacent that really, it's your fault that Starfield turned out to be the pile of shit that it is. Now, as for the review of Starfield, let's get onto it. Quick history lesson aside, I review games objectively. I review games on a very fair basis. Anybody who's seen any of my videos know that, if anything, I'm a little too kind to the games that I review. This is, without a doubt, the worst game, not just of the year, but of the decade. That's right, they managed to outdo themselves. Fallout 4, you've been topped as the most disappointing game in my lifetime with Starfield. First of all, the fact that this game is literally just Fallout in space. This could have been a Fallout 4 mod. They should have just paid the Fallout 4 modders. That's all this game is Fallout in space. Oh, but you get to fly a spaceship around and land on real planets. Been there, done that. Fucking 7 years ago, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a vastly better game than this, I could tell you that much. As far as Starfield's deep and intricate RPG systems that allow you to tackle missions and conversations and entire planets the way you want, it's all shallow. It's like they promised you a 12-foot deep end of a pool, and turns out the pool only goes 2 feet deep. Can you stealth your way through certain sections? Sure. Can you go guns blazing? Sure. They both suck. It's garbage. This stealth has never... Show me one Bethesda game that has good stealth. All right, bear in mind, this is a game where this is a game from a company who infamously created the meme where you can crouch in front of a character and pickpocket them as they're looking right at you. A skill check instead of a line of sight check. What kind of dumbass... I'm so pissed off right now. And then you want to talk about the combat itself. The combat is garbage. The gunplay is shit. This game has absolutely nothing to offer. Y'all thought the Outer Worlds had bad combat? Try Starfield. I would much rather be locked in an Outer World than Starfield at this point. The combat feels so slow. It's like I'm dragging the fucking analog stick through mud. It's like my character has 300 pounds of rocks in his backpack. It's like Killzone 2, except worse, if you can believe that. If you can believe that that's possible. All right? This game has built-in input latency because of how slow the aiming is. And even when you crank up the sensitivity, and even if you can nail a headshot, let's say you get a sniper rifle, you nail headshots, it's not fun! It is not fun. Fallout 3, VATS, you could blow fucking arms and legs off or send heads flying. It was both gory, but it was hilarious. There's none of that shit in this game. This game has lost its soul. Bethesda has lost its soul. The fact that they thought they could come out here and slap a sci-fi coat of paint on what is essentially Fallout 4.5 is a slap in the face to anybody who was excited for this game and anybody who ever believed in the Bethesda brand. It's garbage. The graphics are subpar. I did my own testing, and turns out this game is running sub 720p when the combat gets heavy. And bear in mind, this can't even do 60 FPS on the consoles. It's locked at 30. Now, let's be real. Bethesda's never been known for their innovation with performance. I mean, the Bethesda ball suckers will say that bugs are part of the charm. If bugs are part of the charm, then this entire game needs fumigation. I mean, my God. I have, in no particular order, lost entire save files. I have had save files corrupt. I have saved the game, exited the game, loaded that same save, and been in an entirely different spot. I have had my character clip through objects. I've had NPCs stuck T-posing throughout the entire duration of my play session. I had companion characters disappear. I had companion characters die when we weren't in combat. I have had my starship itself glitch out to the point where I had to reset my console. The bugs in this game are not just part of the charm. They're part of the detriment that allows me, with very, very sore but I told you so mindset, to tell you that this game is 0 out of 10. I would not recommend this to my worst enemies. I wouldn't recommend this to people I love or people I hate. I wouldn't recommend this to you, despite the fact that you Bethesda nut huggers are covering your ears and typing angry messages with your toes, your fucking pasty white ankles with your jeans hanging around them because you were looking at furry porn before you clicked on this video. I don't know what to do with you anymore. If you were hyped for Starfield thinking that this was going to be a generation-defining RPG, much like Morrowind or Oblivion or Fallout 3 was, then you were only fooling yourself. And after you play 3 to 4 hours of this game and you set the controller down, you know, your wife's in the kitchen yelling at you to help out with dinner and feed the kids, and you managed to work overtime or you did a little bit of Uber to earn $60 to pay for this pile of shit. Once you set that controller down, I want you to get up, I want you to go into the bathroom and look yourself in the mirror, and I want you to look in those dead eyes of yours. And then I want you to put on your white face paint, I want you to put on your rainbow-colored wig, and I want you to put on your red rubber nose, because you were excited for a game by Bethesda in 2023, You're just a clown, and you may as well look the goddamn part, because Todd Howard and at this point Phil Spencer and the rest of the company are laughing all the way to the bank on your dollar because they convinced you somehow that the fucking game Starfield, a game that's been delayed multiple times, a game that's had atrocious test footage, and a game from a company that not even is a shell of its former self, but is one of the biggest jokes in the modern gaming industry, was gonna put out a good game. That's on you, my friend. That's not on anybody else, all right? That's on you.